just going into that year, okay, I'm coming from Eastern. I'm a 4th-round guy. I have no expectations. Like, just for me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to just come in. I got to just prove every single day that I deserve to be on the team. Like,
right.
I wasn't even guaranteed a spot. Like, I was a 3rd-string DM, slotted in, going into camp. So
and y'all drafted top 5, same spot.
Exactly. So it was like, okay, like, I knew he would have a lot more pressure than me. And for me, it's like, if I just come in, do my thing every day, do what I've done all of college, come in, outwork people, and just make plays. That's all I got to do. And for me, my mindset never changed. And it was the same thing. You know, I just had an opportunity. That's what it basically came down to. Yeah. And, you know, I got my opportunity and everything, you know, panned out well. But going into my 2nd year, it was like, okay, now it's flipped. Like, now, okay, boom, you had 10 sacks as a rookie. Now everyone knows who you are. You're going to get more attention, more expectations. You know, it's just a lot that goes with it. And for me, like, I didn't go to a big school. So there's no social media outlets, like, talking about you all the time. It was just a little bit different. So, like,
because Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, it's Eastern Michigan. Where, in the middle of Ypsilanti. No one goes there for vacation. But
it's trash.
I'm giving a shout out to Ypsilanti because I love Eastern.
It sounds like it.
I do. And it just, it was a tough year mentally for me, I would say. You know, early on, just trying to, you know, battle, trying to meet expectations and deal with a lot of shit I had going on. So, for just mentally, it was the hardest thing for me. But like,
what was the hardest part mentally?
Shit, well,
like when you're sitting here talking about, like, what's flashing in your head? Like, what are the things that were the hardest mentally?
Yeah, well, for me, coming off my rookie year, it felt like nothing could go wrong for me. It just, like, I got lost in the sauce a little bit. And for me, I've always, you know, been a person who loves to fucking party, and I was that kind of guy in college and growing up. So for me, shit, it was kind of an issue for me, but I just was able to get through and shit like that. But once, you know, you have your first NFL off season, you have 4 months off completely. You have no rules, you have no class you got to be at. For me, I just, you know, I was lost in a way.
Oh, so you're saying, like, you started to get after it and get in the deep end when it comes to getting lost in the sauce.
Like, partying. I was just partying, and, you know, I was drinking way too much. And it got to a point where it was like, okay, what the fuck am I doing? I woke up one morning, I'm like, I need help. Like, I can't even. I was at a point where I had no management of my life. I was fucking all over the place. So, I went and got help.
What happened that made you realize, like, oh, this is fucking.
Bro, I was lost. I was lost just mentally. I couldn't. I was so, just my decision making and my priorities were so backwards that it was just like, okay, what am I doing? Like, I just had a great rookie year. I have money to take care of myself. I have a beautiful house now in Vegas. Like, from the outside, everything looked fucking perfect.
Like, you got it together. Like, Max life is fucking awesome.
He figured it out. He's got life under control. But inside, bro, I was dying, bro. I was lost. I was going through so much shit, just dealing with, you know, different just distractions and shit going on, and I was fucking just lost. So for me, I was like, I need help. I called my agent.
When was this? Like, what month was this?
Last year. This is literally a day ago is a year. I'm a year sober. So yeah, yesterday.
Hey, let's fucking go, man.
Yeah. So it was big time. So for me, I'm doing great. I'm fucking in the building every day, training my ass off. You know, I'm working the program, doing everything I need to do. So like, just for me, I needed to get everything reeled in, and I knew I needed help. I wasn't at first. It's the hardest thing is just walking in the door, accepting that you got a problem. And for me, that's the hardest thing. And you see people struggle with it. They go to fucking rehab 8 times and they still can't, they can't deal with it. There's so much going on. So for me, it was just like, literally, this is what I need to do. Everything is going this way, but off the field, I'm fucking just diving off a cliff. So I talked to my team. I talked to my family, my friends, my girl. Fucking, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I had to fucking pick up everything and go to LA, get all my, I had to go get right.
So you went to rehab in March?
Fuck yeah, bro. I was out there till, March. I left April 11th. I was there for 30 days, fucking in Hollywood. And was crazy, bro. They fucking, I had to get my shit together, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. My life now, a year later, I can't even tell you. Just like for me, it's like I never grew up religious and shit like that. So for me, I didn't know what it was. Just like me figuring it out, and my family we were all in sports, and we just kind of figured out what we did and found our way. And for me, I was just lost, bro, and I needed to get back on track. And for me, I knew this is the one thing that's always been a crutch. Like even in college, like I got a DUI in college. I got in trouble. I tried to get sober, but I wasn't working any program. Mm-hmm. I was just fucking my coach, he
more so just lie or be like, yeah, I'm going to switch it up. And
well, it wasn't even that. It was like, boom, I got in trouble and I got a DUI. I'm like, I'm going into my last year. I'm like, listen, coach, I can't be out 2 games. Like my second game, we're playing Purdue. It's a Big Ten game for Eastern. Like that's huge. I need to ball out. I need to be on the field. This is like huge. I knew I was going to the league that year. So I was like, coach, I'll fucking do anything. Like you got to get me. I'll do community service, do whatever you need to do. So he's like, give me a couple weeks. He had a plan for me and whatever, but I wasn't in AA. I wasn't working.
You weren't actually fixing the problem.
I was just white knuckling it, bro. I was just staying sober. I would still go to parties and be in that environment sober as a motherfucker, miserable. And now like my girl can have wine and do her thing and whatever, but like it's completely different. I'm working a program. I have built in, it's just a whole program that you got to unfold everything that you've been through and gone through it. And I know you had Waller on here. And
bro, dude, I don't know if you listened to that pod.
Of course. And me and Waller, we work with the same people and we're fucking, that's my guy. Like,
that's
he helped me a ton. So it's awesome. And it's literally a day by day thing, but it's like my life now off the field is going that way now instead of fucking that way. So football is football. I love football. I put everything into it, but if I don't have the off the field shit right and do that, I'm not going to be to where I want to be.
Yeah.
And for me, like I want to be a Hall of Famer. And people think probably right now, they're probably like, damn, he's fucking arrogant, whatever. That's how I think. Man?
Yeah.
And nobody thought I would fucking go and have 10 sacks as a rookie. No one thought I would get drafted. I left school a year early at Eastern. And everybody told me I'm fucking nuts. Don't leave. You're going to fucking go undrafted. But I said, no, I'm ready. And I fucking just bet on myself, went to the combine, did my thing. I've always betted on myself. That's how I do things. So, yeah, for me, this is another thing. It's like, okay, this is another path. I had something I had to figure out. And I've been fucking doing everything I can to do it. And I'm a year sober. I can't, like at the time last year, if you told me I'd be a year sober today, fucking on a bus with you, I'd be like, that's fucking.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense why, not that you're flaking. And
no,
I feel bad that I'm giving you shit for flaking. Because you know what I'm saying? You're like, you just never know what people are going through.
Yeah, like you never know.
You really don't.
Have no idea. Nobody, not a lot of people knew.
Because we're trying to navigate through the Super Bowl weekend, remember? Like we're trying to, I got deals. Like
I was doing that stuff.
Feeling yourself, finding like the funnest opportunities.
Yeah, just trying to have as much fun as I could, but I was just lost. Like I was not happy deep down. It was fun in the moment, but it got worse and worse. And I was like, okay, if I could fucking do everything I've accomplished so far in my life, I'm gonna fucking attack this shit just the same way as I do everything. And that's what I've done. And it's been awesome, bro. Like I've met so many people. I've been in rooms I never thought I'd be in. Just like it's unbelievable. But
is this stuff you were dealing with in the season?
Oh fuck yeah, bro. I was doing the whole deal. But like, bro, there was a couple times I showed up.
You know what I mean? Like I'm asking because you're like you went 30 years into the rehab. And then like 30 days? Yeah, not 30 years, not 30 days. But like, but say And then you're talking about, you were still in it in the season. Like, what's the process that goes on after the 30-day thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you're with D-Wall and you're meeting people and talk about like, what's the process that you're continuing to work as you're going into the season and also in season? Yeah. So like I said, I got out April 11th. Then after that, I was like, okay, like, I'm out of rehab. Like, this is like crazy to me. I'm like, were you nervous? Yeah, fuck yeah, a little bit, because I didn't know it. Like the 30 days I had there, it's not like you hear the word rehab and everyone's like, oh fuck, like what? Like you're crazy. Like people look at you like you're crazy. But for me,
it's like I'm comfortable in my skin, so I don't give a fuck. Like I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
For me, whatever. At first, I was a little freaked out, and once I got out, I was like, okay, I did my 30 days. Like I'm trying to just go home and be with my girl and the dogs and do my thing.
I mean, in Vegas.
Yeah, like but it was in Vegas.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to Vegas.
Yeah, but like our front office people and like all the people I was working with, like they're like, okay, next now you're gonna go to sober living. So it's basically like, in a way, it's like getting out of jail and going to a halfway house. Like, so that's how it was. Like I got out and I'm like, damn, I have to go fucking to another place and do this. And I was like, whatever. I called my agent the first day. I'm like, fuck this, bro. I'm trying to go
for
fucking
sure.
home. Like, fuck that. Like the first,
like I did it, man. I did my time.
I fucking did it. I need to go home. But I was, at the end of the day, it was the best decision I ever made, was staying there, bro. I was in LA all the way up until training camp, a week before training camp. I ended up staying all the way April, all the way to August. And it was amazing, bro. I found a trainer out there, and it's basically sober living. You're in a house, like 8 guys, and everybody, it's the same shit. You go to your rehab, whatever, then you go to sober living, and everybody, they got like a weight room outside, and like they're lifting, people are lifting and shit, and you just chill. Like you do your meetings and shit like a couple times a week, and you do like your stuff that you're supposed to do, but it's basically just chilling. Like it was a nice house in California, and like we just all hung out, like we became boys. And at first I was so against it. I'm like, fuck this, bro, like get me out of here. Like I'm not trying to be with them, I'm trying to go home. And it took a while. I was kind of just like in my own little world for a minute.
Yeah.
But then like I started talking to a couple of the guys, and like everybody was super cool, and like I still talk to them, to this day. There's a few guys, and like I got people that I was in rehab with that I fucking still talk to right now. Like the relationships I made, and like it's like fucking, it's the biggest blessing I've ever had in my life, and it's like the hardest thing I've ever had to overcome. And then that's why I carry that shit on my sleeve. I talk about it because it's like somebody else is going to need it. Because like right now, someone's going through the same shit I went through. And having Waller in that locker room, he knew what was going on with me being sober. Like during the season, he probably didn't know, but like people knew I was partying fucking hard like during the season. But I was, we're in the building 6-7 days a week. So like you can't really do it how I do it. Like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah. So like I was able to keep my shit together. But you hit that off season, you got all the time on your hands. It's just like,
because there's no structure. Like you said, there's no college.
Bro. I love structure, and I need structure. Like I love having a schedule. I fucking, like right now I'm 5 days a week. I'm at the facility. I'm lifting 8:30 in the morning, doing all my rehab. I literally go up and meet with our coaches all of the time, like during the week. Like I like having that because I don't need to just be sitting at home fucking 10 hours a day playing video games. Like I come home around 2:00. My girl's there, the dogs. We do our thing, and like I got my meal prep on point. Like I'm just like, that's how my brain needs to. For me, it's like I need that schedule. I need that plan. Okay, boom, I'm eating this time of the day. I like having my shit planned out because for me, just our minds having that addictive personality. Like, you need structure, bro. And that's what I need, and life is a lot more fucking easy now and simple, and I'm not looking over my shoulder, worried about, oh, fuck, what did I do to this person? Like now it's like, okay, I get everything out. I've been talking to people that I've wronged, people that I've, had fucked up situations while I was, going through what I was going through, and like just getting that shit out instead of holding it in. Like, bro, it's the best feeling in the world. And like people see that. They see what I'm doing for people. I'm fucking helping multiple people and reaching out and doing things like everything I can do, because that's what like drives me now. It's like not the fame and all that shit. Like it's cool. Everyone likes that. Like
everyone loves attention. Oh, for sure.
Everyone does. And for me, I love football. I want to be the best. So I want to know that people know, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like that's how it is. But for me, like having all that shit off the field and doing the right things in life, that shit makes me so much more comfortable in my skin. It's crazy.
Dude, good for you, man.
Yeah, bro. It's been awesome.
I appreciate you sharing that.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I had no clue, obviously.
Yeah.
And you never know who's watching either or listening right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could be going through something 100%. Thinking, because everyone thinks everybody perception of like an NFL player or a professional athlete, like they have everything together.
Oh yeah.
People don't get that everyone is a human being and they all have their own shit.
Absolutely, bro. I was in college, I thought people were going through issues and shit. When I came to the league, I'm like, damn, like, there's some wild shit going on that people really don't know.
And we're all so masculine and alpha, and we have a hard exterior, and you always want to seem like you have the right shit going on.
Exactly. No matter what's going on, you always got to put on that, like, I'm good. Like, I can fucking, you know, I can handle anything.
Right.
That's what a lot of people are scared of doing, is like fucking accepting that, you know, people got issues and they're going through shit, and just like facing that shit head on. So
I don't know if I don't know if it was like Gary Vee or Rogan recently, but one of them made like the comment. I was listening to some like YouTube inspirational thing. Yeah. And it was like, our insecurities are ours to own if we just own them. Like if we're vulnerable enough to just talk about them and own them and admit that like we have these issues going on, then it just kind of liberates who you are, because you're able to talk about it and just be like, you know, I mean, I'm a human. Everybody has their own shit. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Literally, like my favorite quote of all time is like, I heard I hear it a million times being in the program and shit, but it's like, if you've done nothing wrong in your life, then don't judge me. Like, if you're perfect, then you can judge me. But at the end of the day, bro, every fucking person in this room has done shit that you're just like, I'll never tell any. Yeah, my bad. Like, everybody has that thing. You're like, fuck, I won't say shit. Like, that's absolutely. Something I hide. Like, damn, in college, I did some fucking crazy shit. Like, some shit you try to, like, you know what I mean? Everybody has that. So, like, for anybody to judge me because I've done what I've done, fuck that. Like, that's cool. Like, if you want to hate on me and do that, I'm fine. I'm happy with myself. I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm doing the right shit. So right. You can say whatever.
And
you're
in your own like awareness about it too.
Yeah, like, I see everything so much more clear, and it's just like, it's the best feeling, bro. And it took a lot, because I was the same person. I was so like, I really cared about my image, and I was like, I need to be known as like, you know, hard ass like football player, blah blah blah. Like, that's just how we are. Like, that's how football players are, bro. It's our natural nature, but. Yeah,
and our insecurities only grow because you have to be a macho athlete all the time.
You know the time, I mean? In public, with your family, everyone looks at you like, oh shit, he's an NFL player. So you got to act like everything's fucking together. But like, at the end of the day, bro, if you admit the shit, that's what's being a man, bro. I don't care. I don't people that try to put on a front and do all that shit unravels eventually. Yeah. At the end of the day, and shit, if I have nothing to hide, it's just like, for me, that feels good. Like, just
absolutely
being able to talk to people and let people know what I went through, because
number one, it's gonna help me. Yeah, it's gonna help them who you don't know is paying attention. Yeah. And it also, like, you put your own accountability in there too, because you're kind of, you know, saying it over and over, and you're putting it out there, and you're kind of giving yourself an accountability that you have to, you know, continue to kind of stay on the path.
100%.
When did you and Waller first have a conversation about it? That's what I'm curious about. Like, was there something you sat back and looked at with Waller, and you're like, you know what, I need to fucking admit that I have something going on here, and he's able to do it, and it kind of gives me, I guess, courage to fucking, you know, feel better. But I'm not saying it's him, but I'm saying it had to have felt good knowing that
for sure
somebody like Waller's out there talking about it.
Yeah, and you see, like, so for me, like, it wasn't me going like talking to Waller one-on-one. That's not how it necessarily happened. But I had, you know, our same people work with each other. So like, we have, you know, mentors, sponsors, people we're dialed in with all the time. So his people, like, they worked with Waller. So then his guy kind of found out about what I was going through. And then Waller found out. So it was like, yeah, they're like, just come to a meeting one night. And at first I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not, like, I'm so nervous. And like, at first you're terrified. Like, now, like, shit, we have our meetings every week, and like, it's the best fucking time. All the guys, you know, former, you know, guys that have gone through the same shit, you know, from different backgrounds and stuff. We just, as me, Waller, and good group of guys, bro. Like, we literally just, it's an hour, and we just talk and just,
that's awesome.
Talk about what you're going through, and it's your story. Like, the biggest thing is your story is gonna help. And like, we just talked about that, but like, just hearing like what Waller's going through, like, shit, he's sober. He's over 3 years sober, but he's still a fucking human. He's gonna have problems, and you're gonna have issues and shit come up. And that's what helps me. It's like, okay, boom, he's been sober for 3 years, but shit, he doesn't have everything together.
Right.
I don't have everything together. I've been sober for a year, but I'm still learning and growing so much. So for like me, it's like, there's fucking, you hear from guys who are 45 years sober, and they're still dealing with, you know, the littlest shit that would bother
that
you.
They know that are like what triggers.
Yeah, like a trigger, any little thing, like just family, wife, kids, fucking, there's so much shit to it, to life in general. So like, dealing with all that sober is not easy, especially for someone who's an addict. Like that shit makes it even harder, bro. Like you got to think about it. Normal people, they like, oh, I need to go get a drink. Like it was a long day, but they could just have their wine and go to bed. Like for us, it's different, bro. Like I can't just have a beer.
You got to get fucked up,
bro. What? The first drink is the first drink is the problem. It's not the 17th. Once the first beer's open, that shit, it's on.
It's like Frank the Tank. Once it just touches your lips, it just flows.
You never know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like that's just the reality of how it is. So I'm not afraid to say that, bro. Like I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and this has definitely been the hardest one that I've gone through. Like just fucking going through it, bro. Like the first few months I was struggling hard.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Clean. Like the first week, you're like, it's like the biggest relief. It's like your getaway. Like, okay, I'm out of this shit. Like, this is my fresh start. Then like, okay, a couple weeks go by, like, okay, now what the fuck do I do? Yeah. And couple months ago, I'm like, this fucking sucks. And now, but it's just
again,
like,
you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part,
I live in Vegas, yeah. But like, I'm in Henderson, fucking quiet neighborhood. So it's like, it's cool. But it's like, my point is like, you just got to stay the course. It's one day at a time.
You're never at the end.
You're never at the end, bro. It doesn't matter if you're 55 years in. If you fucking if you start letting a hand off the wheel and kind of sitting back, doing kind of jumping over little fucking, little obstacles and shit you're usually doing, that shit adds up, and that can lead to that drink. Yeah. That's what it is. For me, bro, you got to be fucking 2 hands on the wheel. I'm dialed in, bro. I wake up every morning, every night. I do the same thing, do my little, say my little prayer. I fucking have my meetings. I'm doing everything I need to do because that's what I need. And like, I love it because it's a part of that structure. I love that structure. Like that's what makes me, be successful.
Right.
So it helps a ton. And it's just like, it's life in general. It's not even just alcohol. It's like this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.